Hi everybody, I'm Josh.
And I'm Heather, and we are from Try Hard Enthusiast on Instagram and YouTube and Twitch again. And we are coming with a pickup video. It's been a little while. It's been more of a while on the YouTube page because the last one we filmed literally put the memory card in my computer and
the computer erased everything.
The computer's like 404, no video for you. So that's why we don't have a pickup video. There's a lot of interesting stuff from...
Yeah, there was a lot in the last one too.
Systems, games, strategy guides. It's a lot of interesting stuff.
And of course, it did this after we put everything away.
Mm-hmm. So it's hard to tell like what all we didn't film. So that's why we're coming back with hopefully a smaller pickup video.
It's fairly small.
We say this all the time, but...
We do. But we only have 2 stacks of games and a stack of books, so...
Yeah, not too bad. No figures, no consoles. Decided, more so because I'm lazy and I don't feel like I'm plugging cords, to film from our streaming point of view rather than our normal point of view. But, yeah, I guess let's get this on the road. Do you want to start? Do you want me to start?
We can start. So this we actually picked up yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
We were at our local game store and I saw this on the shelf and she was like, mine.
Because I'm a heathen.
This is one of 2 things we picked up there, right?
Yep.
Is it 2? This is for the Game Boy Advance and it is Dokapon.
There you go.
I forget the full name of it. It's like a...
Dokapon Monster Hunter.
Yeah, it only says Dokapon on the cartridge.
You stop being so angry and loud.
Why are you ramping up? For no reason. Nothing's running.
My new computer has a mind of its own. Like, very much has a mind of its own.
You probably can hear that in the video.
Probably. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
we'll
odd.
move on. But yeah, Game Boy Advance game. It's not a very common one. That's one of the main reasons why I picked it up.
Yeah. But
apparently I've been told it's extremely boring and I've been challenged to get past at least an hour of it. So.
Oh, that's easy.
Next came from a claim sale on Instagram. I've bought from this person in the past and they posted a lot of very nice games. I kind of like sat back for a while to see like who was gonna claim what, and it's like, oh, I'll wait and I'll pick up the scraps. And really nobody bought anything, so I kind of had free reign of whatever I wanted to get. This was the only PS1 game that I had gotten from that claim sale. It is Ear Guys. It is a fighting game, but the big...
It's a fighting game with like all square characters, isn't it?
The catch is that it's got Cloud in it. Cloud and I think Tifa, if I remember right. And Sephiroth, apparently.
Yeah, it's a lot of Squaresoft characters because it's a Squaresoft fighting game.
Yeah, more or less. But, I don't know, just a really, really janky fighting game that I've wanted for a while, and I'm kind of mad I waited to pick it up till now, but...
It's funny. Back then, Squaresoft tried to do a fighting game, now they're trying to do Splatoon.
We're not even going to go into that.
Oh god, that's hilarious. Okay. Let's see. Next up is another pickup from our local game store. She got this
No.
This isn't?
No.
Which one? Oh, that was the DS one we got from there.
No, it was Game Boy Advance.
Whatever,
one.
same thing.
Yeah. I got this...
Where did we get this from?
I think I got it on Amazon. Either Amazon or eBay, I can't remember.
Okay, well.
But yeah.
Even so. It's Castlevania, Dawn of Sorrow Glare. There we go. Good enough. It's just like everybody's favorite for the DS Castlevanias.
I'll be interested to see you play it. I mean, that'd probably be a fun one to stream since that one's as revered or close to as revered as Symphony, right?
I believe so.
I know it definitely had the same art style.
Yes.
The only other DS game that we have is a sealed copy of Wireway. I picked this up right before It's either right before or right after the closing of the eShop. Just a cheap little game, and actually it looks really fun for being a cheap little puzzly type game, because you just flick the character up through the stage and.
I'm gonna do this.
Go ahead, because I can actually show two of them at the same time.
I was gonna say those are all like this, except for that one. They're all together.
Yeah. Yeah, I can actually do all those at like the same time.
So next up for me. Okay, I guess story time.
Go ahead. Story time.
Since this set came out, I was waiting for them to do a physical, and then Square decided to drop physical at 12:30 at night.
Something like that. It was pretty late.
It was ridiculous, and it sold out quickly. I wanted the PS4, managed to get a Switch, and then they started selling them on fucking PlayAsia.
And then quickly got rid of them off PlayAsia.
Got rid of them, but let me move this up here. I just wanted the game, and the game sold out instantly. But we ended up with the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster on the Switch.
And this is the Square Store.
This is the Square Store purchase. But in order to get it, I had to buy the stupid expensive collector's edition that I didn't want.
But it's cool because it has a book and a record and a bunch of other trinkets and bits and
It
bobs.
has a bunch of stuff, but what's in here is not worth the asking price that they were doing.
I wonder if that'll fit on. No, I think that's bigger than the Lumens box.
I mean, the coolest thing in there is the records. Or record, I think it's 2.
It's a dual record, yeah.
I mean, they come with a really cool lenticular
Slip
cover, which I don't. You can kind of see on camera.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's pretty cool. But yeah, I wanted the PS4 version of it, not the Switch, because of achievements.
But that one was a very, very limited print. Like we said, PlayAsia's been having a lot of issues sourcing stuff lately, which I've noticed, because between that and I pre-ordered Atelier Marie, and they were like, oh yeah, we can't source as many copies as we were expecting, so they were canceling PS5 pre-orders for that.
The problem was they sold the PS4 ones when Square told them. Apparently, their agreement was only to sell Switch, not PS4.
And now the PS4 ones are going for upwards of easily like what, $500?
They're stupid expensive.
$800? It's
like, I don't know what Square Enix was thinking with this whole debacle. And then apparently after the game was released, all the unsold or unclaimed editions that people canceled, they put back up. And there was no like, hey, we're putting this back up. They just put them back up and they were sold within minutes.
Sounds about right.
Because people had that shit on watch.
Because some people literally just camp out on those websites and go from there. Alright, keeping on with Switch games. As you'll notice, I have a little bit of a theme with a lot of the games that were purchased in this pickup video. These two I'm going to show together. They're actually the two more expensive games. Not the most expensive. I still have one game left in the series, and it's the most expensive game. But these are two of the more expensive ones if I was to get the PS4 copies. But I can't, because they're expensive. The PS4 copies for both these are easily like $150 or more. But I picked up Nelky and the Legendary Alchemist for the Switch. There we go.
I would say that's a white case.
I know, it's a really white case. And Atelier Lalua. These are, like I said, two of the more expensive releases. At least the PS4 ones, I guess they were a lower print. Even then, both of these are about $40-50, so they're still about retail for sealed copies. But with these and the other ones I will be showing in this video, I only have one game left in the Atelier series to get, and that is Atelier Annie on the DS, and that's just because I don't want to drop $200 right now.
Next up for me is actually a Kickstarter that I backed. So we saved the initial package that they sent it in because it's cool.
It goes with it.
So this is the packaging that they sent through the mail. But this is the Curse of Sea Rats for the Switch.
Which there was a NTSC release, right? Of that?
No.
There wasn't?
Not through Kickstarter.
Not through Kickstarter, but I'm saying in general. They did come out with a US release, right?
I'm pretty sure the only way to get a physical was through Kickstarter. I can't. Mm-hmm. Maybe.
You can get it elsewhere.
Can you?
Yeah.
I don't know. But this is the actual Kickstarter copy. Granted, it doesn't actually say that on it anymore, I don't think. And that came with a little collector's box
Of goodies.
of goodies. I don't remember what's all in here. I think it's like an art book and a soundtrack. Because I think that's about it.
Be careful because the pin in there.
Yeah, there's a pin there.
Yeah.
And there's some other stuff. There it is.
Excuse me.
And just a little tiny pin. The game's not really gotten good reviews because it's kind of a mediocre Metroidvania. But
I think people were expecting more out of it than ended up being released.
yes,
But I guess it is what it
it's a Kickstarter. You get what you get. I believe the reason why I got the PS4 is because the PS5 wasn't offered at the time of the Kickstarter being run.
You mean Switch?
Or I got the Switch because the PS4 wasn't an offering at the time or something.
I don't even know if it still is.
I can't
That's something
remember.
I'd have to look into. The last Switch? Yeah, because that's PS4. The last Switch game that I have, it's actually a Play Asia release. And I decided to pick up another all-white case. It is Miracle Snack Shop. Yeah.
I feel like Atelier like doing like all white cases on stuff.
This
Especially
isn't
for Switch.
this isn't an Atelier game.
Oh,
So this
I thought you were holding an Atelier one.
no, this is more
I mean-
in line. Shut up. This is more in line with your Neko Barista Valhalla Coffee Talk, where it's you run a shop and you have recipes and whatnot. But this is a Korean release game, which is actually really interesting. But I think the character, like this girl here, I don't know if she speaks like French or like it's some other European language, which is really interesting. But it seems like it'll be good. I've only played a little bit of it so far, but I like those kinds of games. Nice relaxing games. You want me to just get this out of the way?
I mean, that's all you.
So
You can do them in groups.
I can actually just do it all together. So
Here, I can hold.
the last 5 games
These are all PS2.
are all PS2. 3 of them I got in the same claim sale as Air Guys, and then the rest I've just kind of picked up off of eBay. Like I mentioned, I have significantly pared down the Atelier games that I needed to buy, and that's because I picked up all 3 of the Atelier Iris games for the PS2. It all started with purchasing Atelier Iris 2, and then with Atelier Iris 2 in the claim sale, I picked up Manichemia, which this one is not. I don't think this is the one that came in the collector's edition per se, because there was like there is a big box version. This is actually Manichemia 2 though, but Manichemia 1 came in the same like big box version. This one's actually sealed, which I'm a little torn about eventually opening it, but I might, just because it looks like the shrink is like really sticking onto the plastic or onto the cardboard. I'm a little bit afraid of it damaging the box itself. I haven't decided if I'm going to open it or not. But that even, like, this is even covered, like, the Mana Kimi games are technically mainline Atelier games, but they're also spin-offs at the same time. It's like a weird gray area. But I've heard really nothing but good things about these, so. Alright, I guess we'll kind of get things a little straightened up, reorganized, and we'll move on to PS3, PS4, and PS5.
So next up, we're moving on to PS3. Sorry, luggage.
Yeah.
This was just an upgrade, wasn't it? Or we completed it?
Yeah, so the game inside of it is our copy, but the rest of it I purchased.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this literally is just like the sleeve and art book for Demon Souls. Because you did this because our copy was...
So I technically bought 2 copies of that game because the case, the manual, and the CD all have different art on them between the greatest hits and the regular copy. So I went ahead and got the remaining parts of the collector's edition for the normal artwork that we have. And that turns like a $20 game into a $100 game.
Seems like usually when they come in this, they don't have a barcode.
I did not look that deep into it. But worst case scenario, I feel like it'd be easier to get that version of the game. But that's the only way to get a proper original Demon Souls like strategy guide is to get...
Oh, it's a strategy guide, not an art book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why.
It is a guide.
And you know me and strategy guides. I mean, you'll very much see it later. Yeah, that's the only way you can get a proper Demon Souls strategy guide in the US. For the original Demon Souls, when they came out the remake, they did make one with Future Press.
There's no maps in this.
No.
Like, there are 0 maps in this. What the hell?
Who needs maps?
That's the whole reason to have a
Who needs maps?
strategy guides
Who
for
needs
maps.
It's probably easier to put the game, or the book in first than the game, just because of how that's why I put the game in, because it was a little bowed. So, but with that purchase, I actually did get a whole bunch of like other odds and ends. It was like a random lot of just bullshit. It was that, and then art book for Catherine, some stickers, Assassin's Creed
Art book.
like thing. I don't even know what that came from. Honestly, it's Penny Arcade. So
it's like a little comic, and then
like Borderlands stickers.
Yeah, it's just a pack of Borderlands things.
And then there's only one other PS3 game falling into the Atelier realm.
Which is the other game we got yesterday.
Yes, picked this up yesterday at our local shop, Red Bandana. Surprisingly, I did not have Trinity Universe. I know I've looked at it multiple times, but I didn't have it. But now we do.
Now we do.
Which I think that is more of a spin-off in the aspect that it has a couple of characters from the Atelier series, not that it really falls in line with it, but...
And then, next up for me, this was Limited Run, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is surprising that came as quick as it did.
Yeah. So this is the double pack for RFL and Rise of the Third Power. Both are 2 pretty decent indie RPGs. If you haven't played them, I highly recommend them. So I think this is the only way to get the Rise of the Third Power as a physical.
I don't know.
So I'm pretty sure RFL was released by itself at some point.
I don't remember seeing it anywhere.
I feel like it was.
I know you have it on Steam, right? Originally?
I have it on Switch.
Oh, okay. I thought you had it on Steam for some reason. I guess I'll go ahead and do both of these. Since both of these are games I purchased. So the first one is Labyrinth of Zangetsu. This is a first-person dungeon crawler RPG. The art on this is actually really interesting. It's a darker toned RPG, which these are the kinds that I'm usually drawn to the most. And case in point, this one actually, this one more so because it falls into the whole Danganronpa realm of games, and that is process of elimination. The only thing I don't necessarily care about this game is that it is a strategy RPG, but the premise behind the story I'm all about. And the character designs I absolutely love. Like, that's one thing with Danganronpa style games that'll get me drawn in, as character designs.
Yeah. Side note, has Living Run always been doing that?
What?
Putting their banner underneath the PS4 on the side?
Yes, actually.
I never noticed that.
Yes. Not so much with the Switch games. PS4, yes. PS5, I think. I'm not 100% sure. But it's only for their numbered releases, not the distributions, and there's another one that they don't.
But I don't understand why it says P372, because this is 496.
Because it could be
some internal
print release or PlayStation release. I don't know.
It has some significance to it.
Alright.
I'm gonna do this one.
Go ahead.
But you bought this for me.
Mm-hmm. I did. Because I finally found it on sale. Even though I haven't checked the price very recently.
Because this is a game that I've been really wanting to play. A lot of my friends at work have been trying to talk me into playing it. It is loose.
That means we'll have to put it in later today.
Yeah. Like, it looks really cool. A lot of people had fun with it for about a month, and then I haven't heard much about it since then. But I didn't feel like paying full price for it, and then she found it on sale. But it is Hogwarts Legacy.
Granted, it's not the deluxe edition or legendary edition or whatever
I need to fix that.
Well, it's already looks like it's open or torn.
Yeah, it is torn, but
yeah, but it's not. It's just the regular day one edition.
Fixed.
Getting good at that.
That's not loose.
Next, so this game, I think it is similar to,
I think that was a phone release that got ported.
No,
I recognize that name.
I'm trying to think of the game with the Greek gods and it was Ubisoft?
Oh,
Phoenix?
Phoenix Rising.
Phoenix Rising. This is Asterigod, or Asterigos, Curse of the Stars. And it has the same premise and feel as Phoenix Rising, but I would almost say with more of like a Dark Souls twist to it. You look so confused.
I recognize that name from like a while ago.
Yeah, we saw videos on it a while ago.
A different game that I'm thinking of.
It kind of disappeared, and then I showed it to you the other day before I bought it. Okay. I'm just gonna start
cherry picking my games. Next up is another Kickstarter.
It has another story to it.
Okay, so yes, this game, it was kickstarted as digital only on Steam, and then all of a sudden physical versions started popping up it was directly from the publisher and on Amazon. But people who kickstarted the game were never offered a physical version or a chance for the physical version. The reason being because the developers themselves had no control of the physical, and it was being done exclusively by the publisher, and the publisher was not allowing the developers the opportunity to offer it to the Kickstarters. It was a whole bunch of bullshit. None of it was the developer's fault. It's the Modus Games who published it.
I feel like they've had
Um,
issues with this in the past.
Yeah. But this is another Metroidvania style game. We ended up purchasing the physical anyway, but it will stay sealed because I have the digital copy on both PlayStation and on Steam, because PlayStation was taking longer. PlayStation and Switch, I think, were taking longer to send back the codes to Kickstarter. So the developer just gave everybody Steam codes that bought PlayStation or Switch. I got both codes same day, so I got it on both PlayStation and Switch, or PlayStation and Steam, and then we bought the physical. But it is After Image.
Which it looks like it'll be a very interesting Metroidvania.
It's pretty fast paced from everything I've seen. I've not seen hardly anybody talk about it or play it.
I feel like I've maybe seen one or two people on Twitch play it, but
yeah. But I love Metroidvania, so I'm excited to get into this one. But like I said, this is going to stay sealed because I have no reason to open it because I got everything digital through Kickstarter.
it's more so just for preservation's sake at this
Yes.
point. Collection. If they ever decide to rip it off of the store. Next is a game that I picked up. I actually played a little bit of the first one. I like it a lot because I actually like it more than Wipeout, honestly, as far as these style games.
Was the first one in VR or was that Wipeout?
It was Wipeout.
Okay.
This is probably the closest thing that we'll get to an F-Zero game, I would say. But it is Redout 2. It's very fast-paced. It feels a lot more fast-paced than the Wipeout games. Very akin to F-Zero. Yes.
For some reason I was thinking it was related to Roll Cage in some way, but it's not.
Nah. But it's a lot of fun. I definitely would recommend it to anybody who likes
Good arcade.
how fast-paced F-Zero is compared to some of these other space racers. So that's what I put it.
I miss good arcade racing games. I miss the ability to just go into a racing game and just set up a race against computer, race your 6 laps or whatever, and be done. Everything now, single player wise, is trying to be like campaign mode bullshit. I was like, I don't care about that. Like, I mean, that's cool. I just want to go in and do a race and play for 20 minutes and get off. I don't want to do time trials and all this other bullshit. Like, I miss the good old days of just being able to play a game.
I mean, old games had time trials on them.
They did, but even like Need for Speed franchise, you could just go in, select a race, do a race, and get off. You didn't have to. You can just play the same race over and over again.
Yeah. Rather than having to progress to different areas and... I see what you mean. I also got that for you.
You did get this for me. This is another game that I refused to pay full price for. Even though this game got a lot of shit when the demo came out. I felt like a lot of it was unwarranted.
I'd say, I feel like you really liked it.
I had a lot of fun with the demo. I mean, it's janky, it has its problems. The character's annoying as fuck. But
she's supposed to be some birdie emo girl because life sucks.
yeah. But I thought the combat was fun. However, there's a game coming out with the same premise that made the combat look a lot more fluid and... oh wait, Hogwarts did that also. But...
Immortals?
No, they just showed it off in the PlayStation Showcase.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember the name of it.
I'd have to go back.
It might be Immortals, actually.
Yeah. Because it's the one I kept thinking is a Marvel game, but it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is, of course, Forspoken. Eventually I will play through it.
I found it on sale.
Yeah.
Again.
Like I said, I enjoyed the combat once you got used to it, but they made some really stupid decisions on how the controls work and combat flows. A lot of it can be fixed in the settings. People didn't realize that, and that was part of the problem with people were having with it. But once you get used to it, it flows pretty quick and it's fun.
I want that. Give me this.
So, granted, it doesn't flow as, or it's not. The combat is not as fun as what Hogwarts is, for what I've seen. And it's the same style game, really.
Gotcha.
You're using magic.
So the next game I have, it's actually 2-player, and at some point I wouldn't mind playing some of maybe Secret of Mana on stream, or Trials of Mana, one of the two, because this is supposed to be very similar, and it's 2-player as well, or at least 2-player. But I picked up Trinity Trigger. It is still sealed. Of course, I picked up the big box because it's got the soundtrack and the book. At some point, I'll actually get an external CD drive for my computer and download all these soundtracks that we have so I can use them. But I mean, it's an Xseed game, so that first off is just a reason to pick up the physical.
I love the fact that it's in a proper, like, cardboard box.
It isn't. They've been doing this a lot lately.
Like, it's a solid box. It's not just a flimsy cardboard that will rip the second you look at it.
They've been doing this a lot lately, and I'm actually wondering if there's another one that I can easily reach just like this. No, because I rearranged everything. It was the Akiba's Trip also came in the style box recently, and there's a couple others, but yeah, it's a Xseed game, so that's more than enough reason to pick up a physical. Hilarious enough, it's an Xseed game, but the character art and everything is very much Square Enix. Like, look at those. That is just straight Final Fantasy. But it's supposed to be very reminiscent of Secret of Mana and those style games, and it looks like a lot of fun, so I thought it'd be something fun for us to maybe play through on stream once I eventually beat Atelier Ryza.
Speaking of games, fun to play on stream. Grant, we don't have enough followers to really...
Absolutely unhinged.
We don't really have the ability to take full advantage of this game. But this is Cult of the Lamb from good old Devolver Digital. This game has amazing stream compatibility where you can literally... Your stream connects with the game, and they can, like... You can name all the cult members after people in your stream.
I thought people were just doing that for ha-has. I didn't realize it.
No,
like,
it's part of the functionality of the game.
Shit, I didn't realize that.
Like, it's a plugin that you can get or something like that.
Cool.
But it's awesome because then you can, vote on who you want to sacrifice from your stream. And
Jesus.
all kinds of cool shit. But
Don't piss you off. You'll get booted.
it's a absolutely amazing game.
It's unhinged. It's just straight unhinged. One person wants you to feed them shit.
It is. There's a lot of fucked up stuff that happens in this game. But at the same time, it's all cutesy. Which is awesome.
You got one more?
Oh yeah, I do have one more, don't I?
And then we'll just straight move through the guides. I'll just have you pass them to me and we'll go through
So this came in today from Limited Run.
without a band-aid.
The packaging is... The shrink wrap is proper fucked on it.
It's probably by far the worst one we've gotten from them so far.
The box has some dings. Like, it was packaged very well. Like, it was in a box with corner protectors, and the corners were still messed up.
Well, because it looks like it was done before it was...
Yeah, it was done before it was packed.
shrink.
But this is the Castlevania Requiem Collector's
Ultimate Collectors.
Edition. Has a bunch of shit in it, but...
I'll go with the regular Castlevania Collector's Edition that we have.
The funny thing is, I already have this digital.
But pretty. Like, that's a pretty box.
It is a pretty box, but I bought this digital like a year or so before they announced the physical.
You decided to get it?
I know, because physical. We gotta preserve physical games. They also came with a Switch case. I don't know if it came as part of the collector's edition or if they threw it in there. I don't remember buying this. I never would have bought this, because why?
I mean, I might use it. Maybe.
I mean, it's cool because it has all the sub weapons on it. But I don't know.
So, for the last part of this video, I've mentioned multiple times before, I absolutely love strategy guides. I like books. I like physical media. It is what it is. But see, you don't have to hold all of them. You can just pass them, or we could just do it like this. Okay. So
And I'm bringing them to your reach.
So I bought a bunch of strategy guides with company gift cards because that's what I like doing.
Yeah, a bunch.
You know what? I feel like I'm being judged right now. I don't know if I appreciate this. Part of the problem in which I went through and got a crap ton of strategy guides is we alphabetized all of the guides, and I realized how many I was missing for different series. Like the Pokemon X... Ha! Nice catch. XY Pokédex. For some reason I have the actual guide, but not the Pokédex. So I'll pick that up. This is the second copy of Fallout New Vegas I picked up, because the first one
the US
absolutely disintegrated in the mail.
The U.S. Postal Service decided to essentially rip it in half.
You know what I didn't do, though?
What?
I didn't save the map, because I actually had the map in it. Oh well.
You told me to throw it away.
I did. Because it was just demolished. I forgot.
Yeah, like it was legit down the spine.
Like ripped in half, pretty much.
And it looked like they took this whole corner and just peeled it down. Like a good inch in, just peeled it.
Yeah, it was not
like,
good.
It destroyed the packaging, and then they just take the packaging kind of back up. Not really.
Yeah, but at that point the damage
like,
was
why?
done. Somehow I did not have the guide for Lightning Returns. I have 13 and 13-2.
Don't we have the paper and hardback for the other two?
Yes, eventually I will get the hardback version of this one. Just for matchy-matchy, because it will look nice on a shelf. And, ironically enough, the hardcover version of this, of the first one and the second one, are all white.
Mm-hmm.
This one is all black. So I definitely need to get the hardcover. There are other guides I need to get instead. Started picking up the Far Cry guides. This one's just cool because it's got like all the little cave paintings on it. And I figured this would be... Ooh, it does have a map. It has stickers and some other things in the back here. See, I love when people take...
The paper insert and put it in the thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good peoples. Good peoples. Granted, it's covered in chinchilla dust right now. But, these kind of games, I also like getting the guides for just because of weapons, maps, key, story, points. Get in there. Good enough. Okay. We didn't have Volume 3. We had 1 and 2. Couldn't just not have Volume 3. So now we have all the...
I don't know how we didn't have Volume 3. Because
the only one probably worth getting it for is maybe 10 and 13. 11's online?
Yes.
And 14's online.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked up the Ultimania Fallout. Even though New Vegas is better, Fallout 4 is still a pretty good game. This one has the map. And the back thing.
And this is the lightest hardcover book I've ever felt. Like, that is stupid light.
Fallout 3.
I don't understand why it's so light.
Because it pretty much...
It feels like it's hollow. It's so light.
It does feel like a hollowed out book. But, it's because, unlike all the other guides, this one has, like, almost newspaper paper, rather than that nice glossy paper that a lot of guides use. So, pretty much, it's light because they cheaped out. So... here is one of 2 guides. I'm still waiting on the other one to come in. For the Atelier series, there's like, what, 15, 16 mainline games? Something ridiculous for the series. There's only 2 guides in English.
Sounds about right.
One of them is Atelier Iris 2, and the other one is Manichemia 1. That one is in the mail. I bought it from somebody on eBay. See, like this one. This one has the newspapery pages too.
But it's still heavier than that. And it's thinner than that. Like, that book doesn't make sense. Like, nothing about that book makes sense.
You're cute.
This book is heavier and is thinner.
I do have
It's half the
Mannequimia
size.
in the mail. The eBay seller forgot to mention that they were doing finals and it was going to go out later than what they were planning. And then the last book that I got just for ha-has of having all the Final Fantasy guides, I picked up Type 0, which is actually a very, very pretty guide. Not very thick, comparatively, but I figured why not. It's a game. It's got maps.
It is a game.
It is a game. But it's got maps and stats. And it's pretty. But yeah, that is the extent of this pickup video. Like I said, a lot less than what we normally have. Able to tell a little bit more on some of the games due to that.
We picture that.
I don't feel like I'm plugging it. Did we talk about it though?
I don't think so.
So Discord made me buy something. I follow the Double Jump Video Games Discord, and they have a specific tab channel for any kind of like advertisements or like price changes or anything with video games from, was it Wario 64, I think it is, that a lot of people follow on Twitter. But one of the things was the new version of the Xbox Series X mini fridge, which is actually smaller. And it was $35, so I picked it up. And it's down on the floor
Yeah, it's over here.
with some Peepsies in it.
Ugh.
They're good.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
But that's really the only other, like, kind of oddball-ish item that we have.
Surprisingly.
Yeah. But that's it.
That's not it. I forgot about a game that's sitting in the bedroom right now.
Oh yeah, Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, we got Tears of the Kingdom.
How could we forget about that?
Forgot to bring that back here.
Well, yeah, got Tears of the Kingdom. It came 2 days late?
No, it came like almost a week late.
Was it a week?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Good old Amazon.
Amazon's been doing really bad when it comes to pre-orders. That's why I started pre-ordering shit from Best Buy again.
I pre-ordered that game the day it was announced because Amazon put it up on pre-order. Which is great because then they were forced to
honor the price.
Honor the $60 price that they originally had it as.
I thought it was $50.
They might. It's whatever the standard was for Switch then.
I think it was $50.
Might have been.
Either way, it was way cheaper, significantly cheaper than what.
I did not pay full price for that game.
Which is nice. And the only reason why you didn't buy it elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm playing that recently.
I've been playing a hell of it recently. Have not done any of the story outside of the initial Sky Island
Sounds right.
introductory bullshit.
Sounds right.
I've just been running around building shit. It's what everybody else is doing in games, just running around building stuff.
Building dicks.
I'm not building dicks, but building...
No, but everybody's building dicks. That's all people are doing in Tears of the Kingdom
Yes.
right now is building dicks.
Building stuff, exploring, unlocking the map, scanning amiibos, because why not?
Which we might eventually have a funny bit for that. I don't know. We'll see.
I have also discovered that... So in Breath of the Wild, if you scanned either of the two amiibos that would give you Epona, it can only show up once, or she could only show up once. Once you had her in the game, you would never get her again from scanning it. And this one, when you go to a stable for the first time, if you have a save file in the game, it will bring in all the horses you have in the first game. I've imported my Epona from the first game. Scanned... I'm pretty sure I have both the amiibos that give it to you. but I've gotten there twice so far. So I have 2 of them in the stable, and at one point I had one just wandering around the initial town, just aimlessly just wandering around.
So pretty much there's no rhyme or reason to how many times you can get it.
Apparently you can just keep spawning her in. So I honestly have thought about just
Constantly spawning.
having 6 of them in the stable.
Jesus Christ.
But for some reason it did not import Ganon's horse.
I wonder if there's a different one
Unless,
in this game.
well, I'm wondering if it's because I got it after I started. So I didn't realize that it did that until after I started Tears of the Kingdom, and then I saw on a YouTube video that it did that. So I went back into Breath of the Wild and got him.
Gotcha.
And I think it's because I already started the game that it had already synced the save data.
And then you missed the opportunity to get it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which is fine, because that horse doesn't listen to you anyway.
Alright, so that is all of our pickups. That's pretty much our pickups from the beginning of the year. Essentially now. Minus the stuff that...
We had a lot in that last video that got deleted.
Yeah.
Because... computer stuff.
But if you like the stuff that we post, definitely check out our Instagram. That's where we post all the more up-to-date content. That's also where we have the backlogged stuff from the last video that we weren't able to show. On there is a link tree with all of our other social media, so our Twitch, YouTube, Twitter. Periodically I post TikTok videos. A lot of them are just kind of like games of different series or different kinds, just to give people an idea of games that are similar they could play, rather than, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if you like our content, please make sure that you follow and subscribe for any updates, and check us out on Twitch, where we're slowly getting through Atelier Ryza
2.
It's been a fun time because of some technical issues with capture cards.
Yeah.
Yay.
Try to upgrade your stuff and stuff
It
doesn't
says,
work.
fuck you!
Yeah.
Pretty much. But yeah. Anything else to add?
No, I don't think so. Cool.
So until next time, guys. See ya. That was my pinky.
You stabbed me.
Aww. Bye.
Bye.